The United States Border Patrol is a unique organization with over 100 years of history in protecting this nation. As we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the United States Border Patrol, join me on this journey as I highlight the significant events over the last 100 years. We begin our journey in 1904 in response to increase in alien smuggling and the Chinese Exclusion Act, when the Bureau of Commerce and Labor formed the Mounted Guards. These were the predecessors to the United States Border Patrol. Also in 1904, Jefferson Davis Milton became a Chinese inspector. Milton is considered the first border patrolman and was a journeyman to many of the early Border Patrol inspectors. In 1918, Frank Berkshire represented a plan for a land boundary border patrol consisting of 264 men to guard the border of the United States. This was considered the initial plan for the United States Border Patrol. May 28, 1924 is considered the birth of the United States Border Patrol, with the passage of the Appropriations Act authorizing 450 patrol inspectors. In 1930, the first organized pistol team for the United States Border Patrol was formed in the El Paso Border Patrol Subdistrict.
The United States Border Patrol goes on guard to stop the dangerous racket of smuggling aliens into the country. There they are, miles away, the smuggler and the men he's bringing in. The worst border racket since Prohibition ended.
Calling car 322, aliens crossing international line near monument number 2 west.
And the outpost goes into action. Save the horses for the places a car can't go. That's the rule on the border as the patrol moves out. Now the car is kept informed of every movement of the aliens through the wild country. Scenes like this happen every day in the life of the Border Patrol. It's dangerous business because the smugglers are usually armed and desperate.
In December 1934, the first Border Patrol training school was established at Camp Chigas in El Paso, Texas. This is what would become the Border Patrol Academy. On June 14, 1940, the United States Border Patrol transferred from the Department of Labor to the Department of Justice, fundamentally changing its mission to one of a national security responsibility. On August 5, 1942, the design of the United States Border Patrol logo and patch was officially approved. This distinctive insignia would be worn by the men and women of the United States Border Patrol to this day. In 1954, INS Commissioner Joseph Swing ordered the standardization of Border Patrol uniforms, vehicles, and buildings. This would be in the seafoam green color and would solidify the Border Patrol's reputation as the men in green.
United States Border Patrol. Filmed on location in cooperation with the Immigration and Naturalization Service, United States Department of Justice, and starring Richard Webb. The United States Border Patrol is the only federal law enforcement body whose operations include the air, the sea, and the land along the 4 borders of our country, whose men are the best trained in the world, and whose primary mission is to secure the borders against all persons and things illegal, and among whose members is the fastest gun alive.
In August 1961, Border Patrol Inspector Leonard Gilman stopped one of the first reported aircraft hijackings in the United States when he subdued an armed hijacker on a flight in El Paso, Texas. As a result of the Border Patrol's actions, President John F. Kennedy directed the Border Patrol inspectors be assigned to commercial flights in the United States to prevent further hijackings. In September 1962, the United States Border Patrol was instrumental in stopping the long night of segregation in the American South by protecting James Meredith.
James H. Meredith, backed up by the federal government's determination that the law be observed, wins his fight in Oxford, Mississippi, and becomes the first Negro known to register in the state university.
316 patrol inspectors were deployed, of which 5 were injured by gunfire during the riots. On June 17, 1967, patrol inspectors Theodore Newton and George Azraq were ambushed, abducted, and brutally murdered. Their sacrifices were honored with the creation of the Newton-Azraq Award and the Newton-Azraq Medal for Heroism. These are the highest awards for heroism and valor in the United States Border Patrol. On June 28, 1970, the title of Border Patrol Inspector was changed to Border Patrol Agent. This was to better reflect the duties being accomplished. On July 31, 1975, the major change for the U.S. Border Patrol occurred when 4 women graduated with Class 107 at the U.S. Border Patrol Academy. These were the first female agents in the United States Border Patrol. In February 1980, the United States Border Patrol re-implemented its Horse Patrol program. In May 1984, the United States Border Patrol Tactical Unit, also known as BORTAC, was established to provide a rapid response to high-risk situations. In October 1985, the United States Border Patrol Museum was opened in El Paso, Texas, to preserve the history of the United States Border Patrol. In January 1987, the third iteration of the U.S. Border Patrol K-9 program was initiated. This is the modern K-9 program that exists today. In 1991, the United States Border Patrol moved away from its color scheme of seafoam green to one with white vehicles with green striping. In February 1996, the Border Patrol transitioned from revolvers to semi-automatic pistols. In 1998, the Border Patrol Search, Trauma, and Rescue Unit, also known as BORSTAR, was established as a national program. In December 1998, the United States Border Patrol flag and pennant were created in response to preparations for the 75th anniversary of the United States Border Patrol. In November 1999, 5-year-old Cuban Elian Gonzalez was found floating in a raft off the coast of Florida. In April 2000, the Clinton administration utilized BORTAC as part of an INS response to reunite Elian with his father. In June 2001, the United States Border Patrol Purple Cross is established to recognize those individuals who have suffered significant injuries and assault-related wounds in the scope of their duties.
On protecting our neighborhoods and borders and waters and skies from terrorists, to defend our freedom, our security, and our way of life. It's now my privilege to sign the Homeland Security Act of 2002.
On March 1st, 2003, the U.S. Border Patrol became part of the Department of Homeland Security under Customs and Border Protection. In September 2005, 200 Border Patrol agents, including BORTAC, BORSTAR, and Border Patrol pilots, were deployed in response to Hurricane Katrina. They provided relief efforts to the devastated area after the hurricane. October 2006, President Bush signs the Secure Fence Act, providing funding for 700 miles of border fencing along the southwest border. In July 2007, the United States Border Patrol Pipes and Drums established as a national unit. August 2018, Carla Provost becomes the Chief of the United States Border Patrol, becoming the first woman to hold the office. 2020, the deployment of Android Team Awareness Kit, ATAK, by the U.S. Border Patrol revolutionized real-time situational awareness, enhanced agent safety, and operations on the front lines.
Breaking news out of Chester County, the capture of escaped killer Danilo Cavalcante. After escaping from the Chester County prison, that escape launched a 2-week manhunt with schools closed and neighbors forced to stay inside.
Special Operations Group team, they did a search of the immediate area and was able to spot the individual and deploy a BORTAC Patrol K-9 to successfully apprehend that individual.
January 2023, the United States Border Patrol launches the Support K-9 program geared toward the mental and physical health of the workforce. August 2023, Border Patrol agents deployed to Hawaii in response to the wildfires, providing search and rescue support. This brings us to today. May 28, 2024. As the United States Border Patrol proudly celebrates its 100th anniversary. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Honor first.